Hello, folks. It's Sunday, 6th of July, pre-birthday. Cheers. Thought I would come on early and share a few thoughts and some thank yous. To start with, yesterday morning, I met Sean. I'm going to look him up, and he came in from Madison, Wisconsin with his son, Sean Welch, okay? Had never met him before, and he told me he was coming in town about this time. I thought he had family here or something coming in for the 4th of July. Turns out he came all the way here just to meet me. It was wild. It was fun. It was a fun experience. We met at Grapefruit and did a short but sweet interview. It was honestly, Sean was temperamentally like kind of what I was picking up on in his comments. Kind of excitable. Genuinely a decent, down-to-earth person. It was enjoyable. Thank you, Sean, and your son. His teenage son was with him, and that was fun. You know, slightly funny. You know, kids. I love people. I love kids, to be honest. You know, but they're also very stressful. Okay. And so it's like the kid is like at that age where it's like, well, yeah, he's a teen, but he's going to be a man pretty soon. And so it was kind of fun to kind of tease Sean and his son while they were videotaping and setting up and stuff, and that, you know, the kid was put in charge of the camera, so take charge. You're the director now. Come on. It was fun. Thank you, Sean. Very, very nice. Very nice of you. And it is weird. This is the second time. It might have happened one other time. This is the second time that I remember where someone actually traveled from out of state to meet me. The other time, the couple were on their way somewhere, but they changed the route to come through Omaha just to come by and say hello. I'm honored, people. Which I'll go and talk about my birthday in a second because I got some gifts. And people, you're so kind. But with regard to the deleted comment where the person was asking me a rhetorical question, how am I to know it was rhetorical? I don't know the person. We weren't in person. I can't see their face. I have no context. So the question seemed real stupid to me. And then when he came back and said what he was on about, it was like, man, you know, that's in your head. You know, don't assign bullshit to me. It's obvious to me that the majority of people who come over here get the fact that I'm just being me, telling from my experience. I don't have to be politically correct. I'm telling you my opinion, okay? And I know that a lot of white people watch me, and that's partly why I tell you real frankly what's on my mind, because I think some of y'all need to know. And if it makes you uncomfortable, yeah, you're one that I want to impact, because things have been so unfair and wrong. And this whole idea of this one asshole trying to get equal time about, well, black men this and black men that. Man, that's not what I was talking about. Black men have never had the economic advantage of you white guys. That's what I'm talking about. You guys set the tone. It ain't about this, you know, fuck that guy. Just fuck you. You're still here. I don't even know who the fuck that person is. Don't give a goddamn. So on to it's been an interesting weekend. 4th of July was madness here. There were people that still doing fireworks at 4 in the morning. It was just insane. So stupid. What are people setting the fireworks off for? It ain't nothing to celebrate. Mm. Man, that coffee is good. So I've received gifts already, and I don't expect it. I appreciate it. Rebecca, your card and your words. Well, actually, here's Becky's card here. The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience. A quote from Emily Dickinson. And your words. That's why I disregard haters and racist people who come over here and try to drop little bombs of shit, because it's like, well, I see you coming. You don't have a message for me. I don't need any correcting. I am the one, thanks to societal racism, who continues to be challenged, to be accepted in my own country. Carm. So nice of you. Carm is another person I haven't met in person. Still holding out hope that maybe one day that we would. I appreciate your kind words, Carm. I know that you, yeah, it's real, and Carm strikes me as someone. Sean, good guy, was saying to me when we talked, he thought that he and I had a lot in common, and as humans we do, but on the surface, Carm would strike me as a person a little bit more like me, as opposed to Sean. In meeting Sean didn't strike me at all like being like me. That ain't the point. He's a good person. Like I said, Carm makes videos. I check in on Carm every now and then. His countenance and his vibration, it's like, yeah, I kind of think that he would be like, yeah, okay, you get it. And he sent me this album. I'd never heard of this person. It's just like, wow. Boy, do you really know the stuff. I didn't know this artist. And this is beautiful. This is fantastic. And a brother on top of it. Wayne Phoenix, Soaring, Stories of Earth and Sky. Now, once I saw that it's on Revenge International, the label Revenge, I knew that this is, that's a good label. I know it through the work of Susan Chani and some other artists I can't think right now. Apparently this person is classically trained and stepped away from that milieu. This is wonderful. It's such a cool mix of ambient, electronics, field recordings of birds, spoken word, a little bit of singing. This is what I had to play the whole album all the way through twice. It's like, wow. Excuse me. Carm, you hit the nail on the head. This is fantastic. Wayne Phoenix. When did this come out? 2023, so it's pretty recent. I didn't know about this. Thank you so much, Carm. And on top of that, you sent me a couple of little gifts, just little knick-knacky things, which is, it's sweet. You sent me a rockin' spatula. I mean, I'm not going to use this as a spatula to serve anything. It's just cool. I'll probably mount it on the wall right here. And here's something else that is fun that he gave me. I've had something like this before, but I tend to be rough on things. And so I won't put this on my keyring because it won't last. But he sent me light up key ring, turntable key ring. Isn't that sweet? I just love it. And it's, you push the button. Carm. I am touched. I truly am. Thank you, people. I already know that I mean no harm, in that when people come over here trying to have problems with me, it's them having a problem, not me. And these gifts and this interaction with you folks who I've never met really just lets me know what I already know, which is I'm fine. I'm just being myself. And so I got some more records, and some gifts actually financially helped to pay for this latest bit that I picked up. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Sean. But right quick before that, I want to show that I battling the fireworks, because it was really nerve-wracking. The bombs, stuff that sounds like bombs. I had to put on some really loud music after a while because it was just fucking with my nerves. And this really did the trick. Simon Phillips' solo album Symbiosis. Jazz rock. Simon Phillips started playing drums as a kid, and to me it shows in his drumming. It's so purely drumming, and his chops are really, really good. Now the other real highlight for me in listening to this album was the guitar playing of Ray Russell, who is a long-distance friend of mine, but I can really call him a friend because he's reached out on several occasions to talk to me through Messenger and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'd love to meet Ray. Real down to earth, truly feels like a friend. But his guitar playing on here is killer. Symbiosis by Simon Phillips. The other album that I played and got a cool mention of it in the comments. Yellow Magic Orchestra, YMO, when they got back together, they had broken up for years, and they got back together in '93 and released this Technodon. This wasn't quite as successful as the Simon Phillips in blowing out the fireworks. But someone made the comment that their partner thought that some of the music sounded like runway music, and I have to agree. It could definitely, I could see some of these tracks being used in that way. I just love Yellow Magic Orchestra. Cheers, people. It was funny. We had to make a pause while making the video down at Grapefruit, bathroom break and water break. And when I came back, I tripped walking onto the stage, which was a funny moment because all of a sudden it was almost, oh, is he okay? Shit, I'm all right. It's funny. It was a funny moment. So, Grapefruit is the hot spot. I actually bought these before I received my gift certificates, and the money in a card. But I saw again in a update that they had set out more used avant-garde music records, and I said, and it was on the 4th of July. They opened up. Simon opened up for a short time on the 4th of July, and the Post even said it will be open for this many hours, and maybe even not that if nobody comes in. So in the update, when I saw a couple records, I said, oh, I'll go down. Here's what I picked up. Thank you again, people, for your love and appreciation. It does. It feels wonderful. It does. and it's life affirming. It's affirming. It is. It affirms. It lets me know I'm fine being Dereck. Nobody's thinking about a motherfucking audience. You're here because you want to be. I ain't thinking about doing things because of an audience. I'm being me at home. Okay. And again, I'll say it. Most of you folks, that's why you're here. Because there's no pretension. It's just hanging out with Dereck. Cheers. This is what I picked up. Happy with all of my purchases. Have listened to a lot of them already. This one almost all the way through because it's like these people know how to make noise. They know how to kick up dust properly. Merzbow, a drummer who is new to me, Balázs Pándi. Saxophonist Gustafsson, and of course you know who Thurston is. Cuts up, cuts out. Apparently another record store day release that I see. So many record store day releases come out that never come to Omaha because they're too odd. They're not country. Yeah, I'm gonna stick it to Omaha. Fucking sad ass redneck fucking Omaha. And I love my Omaha, but still very racist here. This came out, well, it was recorded in 2016. I don't see the release date, but this kicks literally. There's an energy here as well as an audio bath. The components, as much as they're making this big sound, the elements, all four of these people's contribution continues to be very clear in the mix, and it builds in intensity, which is something I love when it's gotten right. This is like I bought it because of Merzbow. I do like Merzbow, kind of collecting, but this turned out to be, ooh, shit, this is good. Cuts up, cuts out. Real good. Now here's one where it's partially for the collection because of my interest in the whole history of Dada, Fluxus, outsider art, underground art. Wolf Vostell, I believe he's German. This is the second recording of his that I have. Sarajevo, Concert Fluxus, Sarajevo. Kind of a play on southern Sarajevo. And this is something that is for the collection. It's not something I'll be playing very much because it's the documentation of an event, of a happening. Look at the stuff that this artist makes. He makes some wild stuff. If you ever heard of the happening in Germany where the artist built a cement car on the streets in Germany? That's this guy. And yesterday I watched a documentary about him because I wanted to know more, because the art, and you know, it's just interesting how the art has to somehow include nudity. You know, that's, I don't know, there's something important about the inclusion of nudity. This is something for the collection. It's hard to listen to because it is about the performance, the event. There are a couple points on the album where it's like, this is annoying. But that's the whole premise, the mindset, the perspective that art is life, life is art. Any experience can be seen from an artistic perspective. And I get it. So Wolf Vostell for the collection, not something I'll be playing much for. I won't be playing it much in the future, I'm saying. I meant to look this up, but I didn't. Michel Potage. Occupy. And he's got Jacques Breuker is involved here. Pierre Bastien, and Daniel Deschays. Those are names that I also know. Again, this is a performance using voice, many different instruments, objects of life, speed brakes, an engine, a rain stick. Once again, it's like audio collage, yeah. And that's the other thing that Vostell is given credit for, being the creator of decollage art and happenings. I really enjoy stuff like this. I find it rather listenable. I really do. The spoken word part, how it comes in and out of the sounds, and how there is a bit of music, but mostly it's this event. It's like an event that you're experiencing. I love shit like this. And the prices, since I will tell you that there were records I left behind because they were too expensive. He had some more Lamont Young rarities that, again, like the Wolf Vostell, wouldn't so much be something that I'm buying to listen to, but for the collection, because I value that expression. And I think these records are cool. I do. I think they're cool. Quick aside, I did listen to all the Harold Budd. This is beautiful. Harold Budd, I know this much is true. It does include some tracks that he licensed from his older albums, besides the new music. This is really good. But I got 3 more albums. And I had to settle for this because Simon had gotten in the first Human Arts Ensemble album, which I used to have. It was on a small label. I sold it. He had gotten it in, but he wanted 70 or 80 bucks. It was a bit much. It was a bit rich for me. But he also had this one, Human Arts Ensemble, featuring Charles Bobo Shaw, Whisper of Dharma. Now this is, again to me, group improvisation of the highest order. You could almost see this like a herd of wild animals, or not even wild, but a herd of animals moving in a group, and everything that goes along with it. The din of the group and the individual voices that rise and fall out of the cacophony. This is really, really good. Really good. And improvisation in the right hands, people who are listening but also speaking, can be thrilling. And this is a really good example of it. Human Arts Ensemble, Whisper of Dharma. 2 more. I try to pick up CRI albums when I see them. This label, CRI. Contemporary Composers Recordings Incorporated. This is one I had never seen before. I really get Harry Partch. I love him. I really do understand what he was doing with his music, his instruments, and his mind, where his mind was coming from. The Bewitched by Harry Partch double album. This is quite a work. I took the time to read the explanation because the notes are by Harry Partch. So you get it first person. Completely makes sense what you hear on here in relation to what he's trying to express, okay? Which I'm not going to try to boiled down right quick. I'd have to read it again. But this is very successful recording, performance. Very listenable. It really draws you in. They're singing as well. Some of the titles kind of help. Like the one here, a soul tormented by contemporary music finds a humanizing alchemy. Or visions fill the eyes of a defeated basketball team in the shower room. A court in its own contempt rises to a motherly apotheosis. And the titles fit what you hear. Harry Partch was a genius. I was so glad to pick that up. And the last thing I picked up on the FMP label, Free Music Production. I can never get enough of these records. Like Brian Day's Public Eyesore label, stuff on this label is challenging, okay? They don't make it easy for you. You know, it's what the artists do is what you get. So this, the Willem Breuker Kollektief, live in Berlin. When was this recorded? I hope by 1975. And Leo Kuipers is on piano. That's another name that I know, okay? And this is another label that I don't see enough of. But when I see FMP releases and I can afford to get it, I do. And this is, thrilling. Doesn't sound anything like the Human Arts Ensemble, but it's the same approach. Collective improvisation, based on some compositions I can see here because they give credits here. Composed and arranged by Willem Breuker, except for one by Bob Hilliard. This was again overall a really good listen. There's parts where the musicians decide, well, I'm trying this. It may succeed, it may not, but I'm going there. And you have to come. You either come with me or you leave the train at this point. So those are some records that I picked up. Birthday energy. Thank you, folks. I don't feel obliged to make videos on the weekend, so the person who keeps emailing me, which I really don't care for, you know, I don't know this person, but they do it anyway. You know, I'm not under any obligation to make the videos ever, you know, but on the weekends, unless I feel like it, like today, I had something to share. I enjoy talking to you. Wanted to speak about that one exchange on the last video. So that's what brought me here today. But this is my life, okay? This is not staged like Rick Beato or some other channels where they're always asking you to subscribe and shit. And that's not what I'm doing. I'm just hanging out. I'm at home. And you're hanging out with me. Okay. Fams. Didn't hear much from my family this weekend in the group chat. Hope everyone's okay. Bad news travels fast, so I have to assume everybody's cool and it was a good weekend. Okay, folks, as always, let me know how you're doing. If you come over here with your negative energy, trying to tell me that you have some news for me, that somehow you have something where you think you need to change me, hell no. And those people can just fuck right off. You know who you are, and you know that you wish to be in my good graces. So I don't know why you come over here kicking up dust, because you ain't got nothing for me. If we met in person, that would be interesting. But I don't care about your opinion. I really don't. I don't give a fuck what you think. So, I turned 70 tomorrow. 70 years old. Wow. Oh, okay. Before I forget, the other highlight for me this weekend was watching the different parts of the Black Sabbath final show that people were able to get on the internet, because someone was streaming it from South America first thing in the morning, and that got yanked, and then other people just started uploading as the day went on. And so that was important to me. Black Sabbath are definitely important to me. I remember the first time I ever heard them. I heard Black Sabbath on the radio. It was frightening. So what the fuck are they doing? What's on this radio? What is this? At first I thought maybe it was a commercial for a movie, with the rain and everything and the bell. Overall, I'm glad that I watched it. It was part of the day throughout the day because more clips would come on. And it did seem like a pretty cool love fest of metal-based artists. I did notice that Dave Mustaine and Megadeth weren't there. I wonder if they were the ones who wanted to get paid, and Sharon Osbourne dropped them. But the people who were there, I enjoyed. Interesting that Billy Corgan is such a big rock star, and I think his voice is really nothing. And Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose, who told? To me, whatever he had to offer musically was over a long time ago. He's an embarrassment to me. But some other things where it was good was I like the way that Steven Tyler, even though he can be a bit much, ego-wise, he really knows how to work the stage and work with other musicians. So I enjoyed that. The drum off. Chad, Travis Barker's a good drummer, but the other drummers showed it, in particular Chad Smith, who wasn't showy at all. He just knows how to lay down a motherfucking badass groove. Tool's set, I thought, without all the visuals and stuff, where they just played and showed they are a good band. I think, hell yeah, I enjoyed that. So that was I'll share that. That was cool. And Ozzy, it was good to see him again. I'm glad I've seen Black Sabbath twice, once with Dio and once with Ozzy. So I have witnessed history. Okay, folks, leave your comments. Take care.